Hello, my name is Wolfgang Pfoser-Almer. I'm the director of Late Blossom Blues, the story of Leo Bud Welch. It's a film about the now 84-year-old Leo Bud Welch, who lives about 20 minutes from here in Bruce. He actually released his first record 3 years ago, and then suddenly started like a small world career and is now traveling the world. And I did a 90 minutes documentary about him.
And you've kind of helped with that tour a little bit. I think you've helped spark the idea for them to travel.
Yes, I am. I used to be artistic director of a rather big music festival in Austria, in Europe, that's called Linzfest. And that festival always has some kind of a topic. And in 2014, the topic was Old is the New New. So we were looking for, we were tapping into things like recycling and retro trends and stuff like that. And we also were looking for really old artists. So, and the oldest artist I could think of was Selig Davis, so another bluesman who just happened to play around the corner from where I live in Vienna shortly before that. And so I contacted Fat Possum Records and asked them if Selig Davis is available. And they said, well, Selig is not available, but there's that other guy. And then they sent me a video of Leo, the only video that was existing at the time. It was shortly before his record was released, and that was the video of that's also in the film of the birthday party of his now manager Vency Varnado. And I just saw I needed to see maybe 15 seconds of the video to know, okay, I'm gonna get this guy. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna get this guy over here. And so he played at my festival, and the people were just, it was incredible. The people were so enthusiastic about him. But I still had no idea that I would make a film about him. That came later when I read up about, the whole story about him and, how he worked in cotton picking and lumberjacking for all his life. And so then I realized, oh my God, there's a film right in front of me. And I always wanted to make a film, but I never really knew, how to get started. And suddenly I realized, I remember it was a Saturday morning and I woke up and I realized, okay, I have to do this. And I went to my computer and started up the Facebook chat, and Vency was online, and it was funny because the moment I wanted to write Vency, he wrote me. The first time in like 6 weeks or something. He wrote me and said, hey, how you doing? And I said, hey, yeah, I thought maybe I could do a film about Leo. And he said, okay, let's do this. So that was it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you, before we jump into the film, the festival you ran, it wasn't just blues-centric. It's all types of music.
Yes.
I've got to ask, what made you get started in that festival, and how is your taste as far as music? Because you all over the spectrum, as far as loving all different types of music.
Yes, absolutely. I don't really think in genres. I never did. I've been running a booking agency for all kinds of different music, for electronic music, pop, punk, underground, free jazz, whatever, whatever just feels right, I think is good. And so that's also the way how I direct this festival. I always just look for music that's right, and I never think in genres, never ever. And so I think Leo was the first blues act I booked on the festival ever, and it happened like I expected it would happen. People were just loving him because I've been doing this for many years, and people they have a very open mind and very open ears, so many people also don't think in genres anymore, and they're just open to good music.
When you first met Leo, how did that interaction go? Because he's kind of old school. He's set in his way, does his thing.
Yeah.
How did you approach and say, I got to film you, I've got to make this, after having contact with him before on the music side, but now switching to, I actually want to film you in your day-to-day life?
Yeah. Well, at first it was really difficult because, Leo is very, very much untouched by everything that happens around him. This whole fame, this whole career that he's having now, he's completely untouched by it. He doesn't care about it at all, it seems. I mean, he loves it, but he would be as happy as he is right now without the career. So it hasn't changed him as a person at all. And so when we came, it was just like, okay, let's do this. I mean, he's like this with everything. And at the first 2 days, he kept looking at the camera all the time and interacting with the camera, and I think we could do a whole film of Leo looking in the camera and ruining our shots. So that was really a lot, but then we were able to explain it to him, just act normal, just act like we're not here, and then it really started to work.
And one of the things I loved about the film was all the interesting different characters that he knows in his life, and the people at the grocery store, or the people, there's those little interactions we get of the people in his own community. Mm-hmm. How much fun was it getting to know the community and the people around there? Because I think you slightly show more than just Leo and his life. You show that area.
Yeah, well, the community, mostly the little town of Bruce is a very, it's a very warm kind of town, and people were very, very welcoming to us also. So it was really nice to meet Leo and see how or to follow Leo meeting other people, like in that grocery store where he has breakfast, where he talks to these other old guys who just hang around all the time and and just talk, and it was a lot of fun for us to meet all these people who are just who they are. So it was. And who they are, and they are very, very, very interesting and very, very entertaining the way they are. So it was a lot of fun, I think.
This year in particular, we've got 2 Trains running, which also deals with finding lost bluesmen. Yeah. Obviously a different project than what you did, but the revival of specifically the Southern blues singer, you're helping bring that. That must be something really amazing to know, that you came from all the way from Austria and you're helping rediscover something that influenced the Stones and the Beatles, and all of modern music basically can be touched by this group of people that were making their music just to go through their daily life.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is kind of exciting to produce something that has at least a little role in this whole history of the blues. So it's nice because I used to love the blues when I was like 18, 19, but then grunge happened for me and I completely forgot about the blues for 20 years or something, and with Leo it's now all coming back to me, and being here, being in Mississippi, being in Clarksdale, being where all these folks that I used to listen when I was 19, so more than 20 years ago, now suddenly puts all this in a different perspective, and it's really nice to to just know and to have been where Muddy Waters lived. Yeah. It's just incredible.
I've got to ask, music-wise, what do you listen to now? Like, you go a little bit further than I think regular people. You look for talent everywhere. What are you listening to right now?
I'm mainly, my favorite music is but my favorite band is Giant Sand.
Right.
I'm also a friend of Haugelb because he used to play at my festival too, and then he invited me to be his tour manager with Giant Sand, and so I know all these guys from Tucson rather well, and right now the last couple of weeks I was only listening to his music mainly. I also like, for example, Chet Baker at the moment very much, and I think the best record that I've ever heard in my entire life is the soundtrack of the assassination of Jesse James. That's the soundtrack is by Nick Cave and Warren Ellis. And I mean, I'm not kidding you. I think I got this record in 2008 or 2009, and I have it digital, and I believe I have been listening to that record every day that I've been sitting at my desk working. This is just the best record you could even think of. It's so great. You have to check it out. You have to listen.
Definitely love Nick Cave. Yeah.
It's very different from the other. Yeah, because it's only a soundtrack, and it's mainly cello and piano and so very, very laid back, but it's wonderful.
We're both from Texas, so that film is got a lot of Texas connections from the director on down. So, no, wow, very cool.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that to be your favorite all-time album. I guess now that you're in Oxford and Oxford people are getting to see this film, is the film bug hitting you? Are you going to continue to make films, or are you going home to Austria just to do the music fest? What are you doing?
Well, the music festival is in a little trouble now because, it's organized by the municipality of the city, which means politics has a say in it. And, politics is a mess, not just in your country, but also in my country. and so at the moment it's in limbo if the festival is going to continue. And so I started looking for another job, and I just landed another job a couple of weeks back, and it's quite a big job. I'm managing director of Austria's biggest trade fair for ecological and sustainable products. So that's quite a big job. So I will focus on that for the next 2 or 3 years for sure. So I won't make a film in the next 3 years because I really have to get this right. But then I'm thinking of doing another film. There are some ideas again around some musicians, and yeah, the film bug has definitely hit me. And it's really good that you forget a lot of the things that were really awful while you did it. Because now when I really think about, oh my God, am I going to live through all of this crap that I had to endure again? But yeah, I think I will.
Very cool. Well, I definitely hope you change the environment in Austria and do well in your new job. But I hope to see you soon as a filmmaker. You made a wonderful film, and can't wait to see the next one.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very, very happy to be here. It's really nice.